Listen to this trash. Uh-oh. Welcome to the channel. My name is Eli. Today I just came back from a junkyard run because I'm doing the all fantastic, everyone's favorite wiring life. Look at this mess I have to figure out on this huge reel here. So I'm trying to plan things out on how I'm going to do things. It's a little bit harder for me. I did a junkyard run to get some more parts for this stuff. So this is these are off of like the Chevys. These are the main harness pass-throughs for the firewall. This is a ECM mount I got off of a Isuzu Ascent. These are just Ford fuse boxes, so I'm gonna probably dabble with that. Here's another ECU mount, and these are battery retainers and the battery bolt. I lost mine. And just some wires. These are gonna be for my seats because I have electric recline on my seats. The motor is wired up. Every plug is wired except for there's one in the front that I probably should do, and then there's a ground bolt that I need to put in the back. But it's like running right there. Stuff is really tight to the headers. I'm gonna get some heat shield stuff for those. Then I'm working, oof, my foot. So I haven't got to the brakes yet, but you can see the stuff back there. Nothing too bad. I drilled the hole right there because I figured it'd be easier. I could make something in the firewall. Alright, some progress update with the wiring. I'm still working on it, but I had to move to other things because of it. So I have this rat's nest in here. You can see all this nonsense. So I have that going on. So I have the body harness. This is the body harness, and then we got the ECU stuff, or the engine control ones. So I still got to figure out how I'm going to pass through all the wires through the ECM, or not the ECM, the body harness, and figure out how I'm going to pass this through. I'm reconsidering where this hole was cut. I think I might move it up because I might put the body harness on one side and then the engine control on the other side, just to simplify it, and then I can make a cover on the inside of the inside of the firewall engine bay, and then I could fix this and this won't be as visible. So I'm thinking of doing that. But I got a new battery. So I went from a side post, a factory side post, I forgot what car I got it off of, to this top post, so I don't have to deal with the little plug-in adapter stuff. And then for simplicity reasons, it's easier to play with top posts than it is with a side post. But I just lost my bolt because yesterday I put it somewhere and I don't remember where I put it, so that sucks. But because I went from top post, the bed slide that was in here, literally the brace covered the top post. So I had to take a break from wiring to go build this, or refinish this. So this is where the battery is going to be, and then this is for the sensitive materials of the fuel tank, because if any one of these break when I'm on the trail, because like the bed slides over and something falls on here, I am super screwed. So that should go be there. I think I should be able to put it on and then figure the rest of my life out. Other thing I did to this, I noticed it started flexing with all the weight that was out, so I welded this angle iron on here. Well, before I welded it on there, I added the weldable primer, and holy goodness, some of those spots were so bad I got lit up by the welder. It was just popping like crazy. Super painful to weld this stupid thing. I don't know what happened, but some of these welds are absolute garbage, but it should do the job. So now I just got to install this in and then start working on the battery. what the new setup looks like. I got my little cage. Everything should function. Should be pretty dope. Battery is a little bit of a struggle to take out, but it is what it is. Now I just gotta do the wiring. So meandering around the junkyard, I think I was, let me look what brand this is. It's Germany, so it's either a Mercedes or a BMW. I found these little terminal things. So this was, I think this was in the back of the car. So this is a fat cable, and then there's a little terminal plate it's a bulkhead fitting. So I have one of these. So I don't have, this is gonna run to the winch or distribution panel somewhere, distribution something somewhere. So that's gonna power something. And then I got a smaller one that came with it, which is here, which is right there. Is why I'm probably gonna, I might run the wires here too, because the firewall is not gonna be as clean as I wanted it to be. But welding it thin middle, chasing a lot of holes, but making excuses for my trash welds. But you can see that it comes out right there, really clean install. So that's gonna power, that's gonna put all the power in the inside of the cab. The gauge wire is pretty thick, so it should be good enough. So now I just got to hook more stuff up and I'll be done. So I've been not working out, so I've been working on the wiring here. So I got some temporary stuff going on. I switched out my battery. I had a side terminal. I got these top post terminals right now, and then I just got this bus set up, and then this just wires like running to the starter. This runs to a fuse box inside. Got the relay for the fuel pump that runs right there. Just everything's really temporary right now before I start cutting it and figuring it all out properly. But got some more progress up in here. So just mostly everything's plugged in already, but I got this key. It starts all on its own. So fuel pump system works, just goes straight into the fitting or the fuel filter. So everything's working right now. The gas pedal, that works, so that's kind of cool. This is my temporary setup. This is just off an LS7, but it's fitting. Let me turn it off real quick. I have another update. So why is there brake juice right there? Where'd that brake juice come from? I do not know. That's weird. Everything else is dry. So I remade my brake lines and they actually work. They don't leak at all. Even on the first attempt, well, actually the second attempt of building them, I just didn't use the tool properly. I think there's two things that happened. I either damaged the tool, or the fitting came defective from the factory. So these are the two. So one of the black cone is the one that the company sent me a replacement one, so I use this one. But honestly, I think I was just cranking on the tool too hard, and I misshaped the fittings. So all the fittings were out of whack because I pushed too hard on the tool. So tool worked out perfect. Like I said, I had zero leaks when I made all these brake lines again. So, and then I pressurized it, or I bled it last night, so the pedal doesn't hit the floor anymore. So I should have some juice to stop the truck. So it's getting pretty close to driving it. That's what the other electronics are for, because I'm trying to feed the wires as I go and try to make it as clean as possible and make it easier for me to dismantle this whole entire truck for when I add the sound deadening and the heat whatever resistance stuff, heat shielding, I guess, the spray on heat shielding or whatever I choose to use. But yeah, she works. before I drill for grommets, I normally always drill out a little test piece to make sure that it fits before I drill into my truck. The only reason being that a lot of this new stuff is metric, and I want to make sure I have a close enough hole saw to drill out for that. But this hole for here is for the power for the seat, so eventually once that seat comes out, I'll drill another one. And this grommet is just from like a GM 800 truck, or just one of those regular GM trucks, or GM vehicles with an LS engine. Well, I don't even think it has to have LS, but this goes to the wiper motor. So it's just right under the firewall. So this is where I snagged this one from. And that's it. So I just drilled out this gigantic hole. It's like 3 3/8 inches hole in there. The reason for that is, like I said, I have that grommet for the GM trucks. So this is gonna go in there. And then the reason for the big hole is because this plug is what I'm gonna use, can fit through that hole, and that will keep everything simple. So it's just a disconnect and everything's unplugged. So right now I am undoing all my wiring and trying to figure out where all of these go. So it's just a time-consuming process. It's gonna take a minute, so, but it has to be done. All right, so now I got everything taken care of. I still gotta close some of these ends, but for the most part, everything is taken care of. So I'm gonna start feeding them through the massive grommet that I drilled out yesterday. All right, so this is the first one. Finished most of the wiring on the inside. This is kind of what's left. I got all my dashy stuff is going here, so, but it doesn't look too bad. These wires here are just the group that I haven't used, but they have power going to them, so maybe for like lights or something like that, I'll use it for that. Right now, currently, I'm working in the back. I just ran all these wires here, and they go get power through this block, power there. So now I'm running, these are the tail light harness, or tail light harness. So that's gonna go back that way, because there's already a ton of stuff over here. So I'm gonna take care of this. All right, so I got most of everything wired up for the lights and stuff. I got the headlights. These are off of eBay. They're like 50 bucks. They're LEDs. I put 2 LEDs in here. They're orange, and so that's how they're both set up. So I got those all wired in. I have it set up for plugs. So all you do is unplug the side. Driver side's done, and then there's another plug in the same as that spot. Does that, and then I have one in the center for the turn signals. So I got those, and then I got the rear here. These are 1967 Chevy step-side tail lights that I put an LED strip inside. The LED strip is from this brand, Alpina. Has brakes, turn, and running lights. So it has everything in it already. So it's just it's easy for me to retrofit them. I was having issues earlier because I had regular flasher things here. I had to go on the internet and go buy a new set of flashers. They have a ground. They're made for LEDs. I've never had this problem because I never had a full LED truck before. So I got that working. So show you the hazards and stuff. Pull the switch, put the hazards on. See that I got hazards and headlights. And these are not blinking anymore, which is interesting. Well, there's definitely a wire crossed up somewhere, so I'm gonna have to go figure that out. But that's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.